Hi, friends.
Hi, friends.
It's Caroline and Rashi back for another fun episode. It's chaos back here. We don't know if we have video. We didn't know if we were going to be able to get on to do this because of some technical difficulties that are way above our heads.
Yes, and I couldn't stop sneezing, but now I'm good.
Oh gosh,
guys,
you sound like you have to sneeze again.
No. If I do, I'll just let you know.
Oh gosh, look at the light. Look at the light. Anyway, we do have a lot to talk about today, but we were just sitting here talking about how Rashi's morning went pretty well with
Oh
the
my
kids.
gosh, it's like little wins. When you're a parent and your kids are getting along with each other, it's like, what? So, you know, I took the kids to get their yearly checkup, and my daughter had to get shots, and I didn't know she had to get shots.
Oh.
So she got shots on both legs, and it's just like, you know, it was really traumatic. Anyway, so, but they're doing well, so my son has been extra nice to her. And so the morning is always great. The time's always great when they're getting along.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we can get through whatever. We're getting along. Like, I'm not having to, you know, pry them away because they're fighting, and because she's a fighter and he's a fighter, so it's
That's so funny because they're just so sweet to me. I can't even picture them fighting.
Oh yes, yeah. You need to come over more often.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Well,
you'll see that. Yeah, but no, it was good. How about you?
Well,
Okay.
I spent 3 hours. I cleaned for the apartment situation that I've been keeping you guys
Yes.
updated on. Complete, utter disaster. So I cleaned for 3 hours and like had to reorganize things and make it just a little bit more livable, manageable, boxes, and then went to a workout class. But I considered the whole cleaning part my cardio.
Oh,
And
I bet it was.
I went to a strength class. So.
Yes. Well, you're also dealing with a lot mentally, I would say, because you're like displaced from your home,
and
right?
things are just everywhere. Everything
Yes.
takes longer because I'm like, oh, where is that shoe or that? And I'm
Yes.
like,
Right.
so
right.
anyway, I'm supposed to move back into my apartment, so I don't want to like completely unpack, but I'm just getting to the point where I'd rather almost like unpack and have everything in a place that
Then having
all
to
these
go.
boxes,
Right.
you know, it's just.
But give yourself some grace because I know it's a lot.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
fine. We made it here. And
Yes.
as I was eating my breakfast this morning, I kept seeing on my TikTok feed that there has been some issues at the Olympic Village.
Oh, what's going on?
I know, because I haven't heard too much about it until recently. So basically, some athletes, they are having just some inconveniences happen, and several news organizations are reporting claims from these Olympians, many of which have taken their concerns to social media, especially TikTok, about the food or lack thereof, the uncomfortable beds, and the lack of privacy and limited space in Olympic Village. The 20-year-old tennis player, Coco Gauff, she posted on her TikTok saying that 10 girls are sharing 2 bathrooms, which is like showing the chaos behind all of that. Also, the Olympic Village is not air conditioned. Trees were planted to provide shade, I guess, and instead they rely on like a water cooling system that Europe tends to use. And basically it was reported that the rooms are supposed to stay at 79 degrees, but that is like burning hot for anyone who lives in the US or a country that relies on air conditioning. So that's been an issue. Also, several athletes have been complaining about the food and water supply. Also, the lines for the food have been extremely long and it's causing issues. There was even a star swimmer who said that the nutrition and food has impacted their performance. And I'm just like, Paris, get it together. You knew that this was happening. And I don't know if it's cultural differences, but I feel like when the Olympics is in the USA in 4 years, right? It's in Los Angeles. They're going to slay the food options. I mean, because we could feed 15,000 people off of like a buffet that we planned for like 1,200 people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
mean,
we always have food.
yes.
We overdo it.
We overdo it. And yes, I do believe it's cultural too, because I can just speak a personal experience for myself going to India. It's having individual ACs. I think you were telling me that too, like not all places have ACs in Europe.
Yeah, so whenever you plan to go to Europe, my parents worked with a travel agent whenever we went to Italy, and she was like, okay, these are the places that have AC, and we were like, we have to have AC.
Like it's a commodity.
I know. I mean, I could tough it out for like a day, and then, no. So anyway, you have to be careful. So, you know, a lot of the world doesn't use air conditioning, but so some of the athletes have actually gotten approval to use portable air conditioners in their spaces, in their rooms.
Yes.
But I was like, I wonder how like the rooming works, and I don't know that, because what if like a U.S. person was rooming with somebody from a different country that like doesn't have air conditioning. They would be freezing.
Yes. I mean, I think it is all about what you're used to because, you know, like even with athletes like football players or baseball players, I can just think of that right now, but, you know, playing in northern climates where it's snowing and it's harder for obviously the teams that are in the South. Like if the Texans were playing, I don't know, what are they called? Bears.
Yeah. Totally. Well, there's players that come from like teams like that are playing in the cold. And I can't remember the player off the top of my head, but I was watching something. They came from a colder city and now they're here for the Texans. I don't remember what athlete this was, but basically he's like, I didn't know what hell felt like until I got here to Houston.
A lot of I remember JJ Watt saying that.
Yes, okay.
Player. Yes, about the same thing. Like, oh my goodness, this is like.
But in Paris, it's getting to like 90 degrees. Yes. So if you don't, even if that room stayed at let's say 80 degrees, my apartment got to 80 degrees the other day and I was like having a panic attack. You heard me on the phone with maintenance. It was like, it's not working. Are we going to be able to get it fixed? Like it was so hot in there.
Yes. I went into my home when we had the hurricane and we didn't have electricity and it was like 94, 95 degrees. And I was like, oh my God, I got this. This is not even a big deal. And I even worked out outside and I went back inside. We had water, so it's like at least I have water. And then I was like not feeling good at all because I had just overheated. And so you don't even realize what your body is doing, you know, when you get to that point.
I never use a cold towel at the gym because at the place I go to, like the cold towels are available.
Okay.
Some people love them. Like all the guys use them. I'm always like, even after a hot workout in an air conditioned place, I never use them. When I was recently in Mexico, I told you how hot it was.
Yes.
I was all dressed up, putting cold towels like under my neck. I had to bring a hair tie, pull my hair back because it was just that hot that for me to be using an ice cold towel, multiple ice cold towels, I'd put them here and just like, and everyone was doing it though. So we're all like in our cute dresses with ice cold towels on because it was so hot because when you're from the US and we have air conditioning, we're so lucky. Staying in an Olympic Village or somewhere that doesn't have that air conditioning. And we had air conditioning in our hotel room. So some of the athletes choose, the ones who probably can afford it, choose to go and stay at hotels. But also a lot of the athletes were saying that they want the experience of the Olympic Village. Yes. So they're trying to tough it out, but it's like, okay, we need some food. Also, a lot of countries don't eat eggs and stuff for breakfast. So I would imagine the way the athletes train, depending on what country they're in, might be a lot different. Because I can guarantee you a lot of like athletes from the US are eating how many eggs for breakfast paired with like a chicken sausage, paired with, you know, berries, like that's, and a protein shake. Like, is that even available? I don't know.
Yeah, it's, I don't even know how the Olympic Committee works, but I'm pretty sure it's a daunting task because you have to really cater to a lot of diets or you don't, and then you get the backlash.
Well, some of them were saying too that they were catering too much to a vegetarian diet, but then it was like, well, there's supply issues, so maybe that was because of a supply issue with like meat and stuff. I don't really know what to expect with like food in Paris. I've been learning more about it because I'm going to go there, but
I mean, it's all about the experience, but when it becomes uncomfortable and it's affecting your health, that's when.
Well, I'm also going there to just like eat, drink, and see the culture, and these athletes are there to compete in really high intensity, crazy situations. So much different.
Yes, like, a different situation.
I'll be good on my croissant and then a little glass of wine midday, maybe, you know.
Or in the morning, a little thing of espresso.
Yeah, a little espresso.
You say it's espresso.
Espresso, yes.
It's not, we say espresso.
We say, everyone in the U.S., espresso, like it's like E-X-E-S-S, yeah.
I'm going to say it espresso.
But you know what I mean? It's like, I'll be good. But those athletes, they're a different beast. I mean, look how tall and large LeBron James is.
Yes.
He's not going to cut it off a croissant.
No. That's going to be like the appetizer before the appetizer.
Before the main course and the other main course.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. All right, so Lululemon. Now, if you haven't tried Lulu, this is no, first of all, advertisement. Lulu's not sponsoring this. We are just Lulu fans because the quality of their stuff is amazing. And I love it. I will tell you that they have these pants. They're called the Align pants. And I have several pairs of them.
Do you have the bell bottoms?
No, I don't.
I just bought the bell bottoms.
Well, here's the thing, is that I wore them as my maternity pants. They're just so comfortable.
Really?
I wore them throughout, everything. So
the same size, or did you buy a bigger size?
No, it was the same size because
it's just stretchy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's great.
Love
I
that.
tell
Okay.
people who are pregnant, I'm like, you need to do this. And here's the thing, is like, you see the price. It's $98. You're going to spend 100, whatever it is with tax. It is so worth it. I will tell you, it is so worth it. You're going to wear these all the time because it feels like you're naked, like a second skin. It really does. So anyway, that's my spiel about how I'm always comfortable because I'm wearing those, especially during the winter months.
Oh, yeah.
Like the leggings, and they're just great. Personal, again, I'm not sponsored. I buy them, I pay for them. So just wanted to put that out there in case anybody
That was
wanted
my
it.
birthday gift to myself.
Yes, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so usually what they come out with, everything is phenomenal. There's one thing, didn't last long, like less than a month. They have these new leggings that didn't stay on shelves for long. The line of leggings was released actually July 9th, so this month. This is all according to the Daily Mail. And the viewers said that they like the fabric the leggings are made of, but there were a lot of negatives and positives. This is over on USA Today. They had an article on it. People complained about the waistband, butt seam, and small sizing. Reviewers also said that the leggings made their butts look long. That's the biggest thing.
Man.
The long butt. And so I got this other picture where you can kind of see like the V shape in the back. So I can see how they could make each butt look.
Ooh, I'm going to have
chic.
to make sure that mine don't do that. I don't think that.
No, well, they're not available now.
Okay.
They're called the breakthrough pants, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And so they're no longer there or made available.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what else you have to check too? You have to when you try these things on, you got to bend over and you got to see if they are not sheer.
I would love to see how Caroline makes her purchase. Like, are you looking at all angles? And then
Yes. And
I've never bent down to see.
I was with friends doing the bend. I was like, can you see anything? Can you see?
I love it.
I did because
I've never
some
done
of
that,
them-
but that is so important.
It's gone kind of viral before online that certain
you just
pairs
bend
of
down.
Certain pairs of their leggings are very sheer, and they've like removed them from the shelves and
Yes.
they make improvements, but there were still some different pants and leggings that I was trying on that I was like, that's just too sheer for me.
Yes.
And so I didn't get them.
Well, people with
You gotta do
bigger
the bend down.
that's true. And the people with bigger butts, like myself
Both of us.
and Caroline, we have to really, because the waist is tiny, but the butt is big, so it is hard to find pants. The good thing is like leggings that kind of like, contours to your body. The other thing is you're able to get it fitted, like get it sized up or down or whatever. You can even move the Lulu logo.
Well, I
Did you know
was.
that?
Oh, can you?
Yeah, they can iron it on somewhere
nice.
else. Yes.
I was with a friend who never had purchased Lulu before, so I was explaining to her, I was like, okay, everybody buys the Align leggings.
Yes.
Those are the most popular. And they come in lengths. I was like, I wear the longest length, but I bet you would wear the cropped, shorter length,
Right.
like cropped. And she's like, oh my gosh, they were perfect length on me.
Yes.
So that's nice that they come in like different lengths and everything, but I still go for, I always still have to make sure. The Aligns are usually good, but if you're getting like another type,
Yes.
another one of their special leggings, just check the sheerness.
The sheerness, that's huge too. And I will also say, I had my husband would always be like, why do you want this stuff? This stuff is so expensive, because I would always ask for Lulu gift cards and all that. Okay, so he tried on their pants, and that's all he wears now. And he doesn't
That's
wear
how my
jeans.
dad is now.
Yeah.
He was like, what the, you mean
Yeah.
to tell me people are paying $128 for a pair of like golf pants or whatever? He's like, no way. We get him for Christmas as a special gift. He is hooked. We've now gotten him a pair for Father's Day.
Yes,
He's getting
it's
another pair
great.
for Christmas. He loves, that's the only pair of pants that he wants to wear.
Yes.
And they look great.
I mean, it looks great too, and it feels great. I mean, that's
They're
the bigger
breathable,
thing.
stretchy.
Yes.
Like people who get it, they just get it. Like they really, I think I'm going to get, for Christmas, I'm going to get my mom and my aunt a pair of Lululemon.
You
leggings.
should.
They won't get them, because they're expensive.
Yes.
They're like, oh, like we can find something.
Right.
I'm like,
I've done that.
Yes.
Yes.
Got to remind myself
Yes.
that in a couple months.
Yes.
Get them the Lulu leggings.
Yes, I think that's such a great idea. And if you guys have the possibility to get some of these leggings, I'm telling you again, not an advertisement, but they're just great. It's changed my life. It's
They have a
changed
good
your life.
return
It's just
policy
great.
too.
Yes.
If something's wrong, you can return it, exchange it. I had a crossbody that the zipper broke on it, and I literally just took it back. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, we're so sorry this happened. This fits like the requirements for a valid equal exchange."
Yes.
here's
Perfect.
your offer, or
Let's
here's like
do
what
it.
you can pick, and I got a whole new crossbody bag.
awesome.
It's great. I loved it.
It's great.
Yeah.
Well, again, this is not an advertisement, and we are not getting any discounts or anything like that. So just want to make that clear before we get in any types of trouble. We'll be right back. Okay, this is major adulting here, but I turned to a financial advisor. Have you done that before?
Did you? Not yet.
Okay, so it was not like my husband was the one that was like, we need to talk to a financial advisor when we were buying our first house.
Oh, yeah.
Just to see where we were at, how we could do with monthly payments, that kind of thing, and what we could afford. And I think that that's so valuable and something that isn't really taught to, I would say, our generation or younger, that you need someone to advise you on your money and what you can afford and you can't afford, because how many people do we know that are in even more debt than before? So anyway, more consumers, they're turning to financial experts for help with their credit debt because a lot of people have debt. Money Management International, which is a credit counseling service, they say that new clients rose by 52% this year over last year, and credit experts say inflation has led to more consumers using credit cards to help bridge the gap between their rising expenses and their income. The company reports Washington, Arizona, also Minnesota showed the biggest jump in credit counseling requests. Now, it's really interesting because when you think about, like, once you get married, it would probably be a good idea, I would say, just advice as a friend to go get help, financial, like just advising, because you can invest your money, and this is the kind of like thing that people, the deciding factor, and I recently had a discussion about this with Daniel, but putting money into your 401k, like for retirement, right?
Yeah.
Or, so when you get that money out when you're older and you're eligible to do it, then you're spending money and then you're getting taxed on that money, right?
Yeah.
Or would you have less in your 401k and use that money now? I mean, so you just have to
think about it.
About it, because a lot of times companies match a certain amount. But like, is it more, what is more beneficial? And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, for people that are just kind of starting to think about this, if you go on Spotify under podcasts or Apple Podcasts, you can just search financial literacy podcasts, and there are so many amazing money experts that I cannot name off the top of my head.
Yes.
Millionaires, billionaires, amazing people who have gone on podcasts and share their financial advice. Like, you can start there. Mel Robbins has done interviews with financial people, and they give good advice, like starting a high yield savings account, which is actually something I'm going to open soon. So I just need to do it.
Well, it's, even with children, I forget what it's called. Bill, you might know, a 529 or a 529. There we go. So basically, it's putting a certain amount of money that won't be taxed, and it's for your children.
Yes, I've heard about all that.
Yes, to go to college. Now, okay, college might be something that my kids want to do. This is going to be in, what, 14 to 16 years, or it might not be a thing, but that money has to be spent for certain things. So what would you do at that point? Because one of my friends, Reika, who I talk about, her parents did that, but she didn't use all the money. So it's just sitting there now, which is crazy. She's like, maybe I'll go to interior design school. Maybe I should say this out loud.
Oh my.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, that money is just sitting there. So there's all these things, and I think my algorithm is full of, on Instagram, like how to make money, how to do all this, and there's this one page, I got to show you it. It's like 35-year-olds that are multimillionaires and how they did that.
I know.
How they are investing their money, how they're growing their money, and how a salary is usually a cap on your creativity and how much you could be making.
Yeah, I need to like do stock market and stuff, but I don't know. I don't like seeing it go up and down.
It's I just want it to go
I
up.
Want it to go up, but I don't want to see it go down. So yeah, I'm actually gonna do all that. I need to just press go on it and do it.
But you want to do it the right way, and so I think that's why people are turning to financial advisors.
Yeah, but start with some podcasts.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, or YouTube videos, and from like legit people.
Yes, that are actual millionaires themselves.
Because that's my thing. Like, some people are like, well, you should go to like this firm and have them invest for you. I'm like, are any of those people millionaires? Because I don't want to take advice from people that aren't millionaires.
Right. Or investing in gold, that's like a big thing too.
Yeah. Like, what about crypto? Like, there's tons of options. Legos.
Don't get me started. No, Legos, that's a whole, because my husband is obsessed with Legos, so this is.
We just have to get him to start selling them.
Yeah, that's not happening, and that's, I mean, otherwise I would be okay with it.
Yeah.
But yes, he's not selling
I used to have so many of those TY Beanie Babies. I heard those are worth money. I'm like,
Do you still have them?
I doubt it, no. I'm like, why? We should have held on to them.
Yes.
I know, that's okay. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us for another episode of Caroline and Rashi. Is it Wednesday?
It is Wednesday.
It's hump
All
day.
right, hump
See,
day.
It is Wednesday, the 34th, 31st. Oh my gosh. Goodbye to July.
The 34th of July. Have a great 4 day.
Bye. Yeah. Bye.
Thursday.
Bye, friends.
Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.